Hi, welcome. In this video, I'd like to do a follow-up regarding what I mentioned on a prior video, but I didn't really expand on it. And that issue is with a puppy, a dog that is actually creating a mess by urinating and defecating inside the crate. And one thing to really understand, once you get to that level where not only is the dog going inside the house, uh, which is um, which is frustrating enough to begin with, um, to actually have to deal with a situation where a dog is beginning to go inside the crate, and trying to really deal with that type of situation, it just creates a just absolute chaos, and it can lead to incredible amount of frustration for the dog owner. But here's the thing to understand, and this is how things play out when you bring a new dog into your home environment and as you begin to deal with problems such as a dog with housebreaking issues and even hitting the point of a dog going inside the crate, is it represents a tipping point. Okay, even with young dogs, the thing people really look at training as though we assume sometimes that with puppies that we're not going to experience problems that quickly. But again, this is the thing why I show people is that dogs, right as soon as they're born, that's how they connect at the nature level that way with having relational needs. Leadership is a priority. It's built right into their genetic makeup, and that connection extends to humans. And so it's an amazing connection. It's a shared connection, but right from the moment we bring a dog into our home environment, things can absolutely begin to go off the tracks if we're not keying up on putting a good structure in place, but making sure that leadership leads, making sure that it's just not about your feelings and emotions. It has to be reconciled, just like parenting. It's got to make sure that it comes together in a way that it's going to allow you to get a dog to begin to make sense of where you want the dog to go, going outside with the dog. And because here's the thing, once dog begins to have control issues, it's an expressed state of mind. So therefore, the housebreaking issues are not just simply a matter of the dog can't hold it, because what you'll see is the dog will go outside. You take the dog outside, they'll go out there, but then you bring them back in the house, and they'll go again, because it's an expressed state. So dogs will, and this is the thing you look at. Male dogs, they'll hold as they start to gain control. They'll hold a certain amount of urine in the urinary tract just to mark, because again, it's just like stinking thinking. Okay, it starts to become part of how they think and what they express and how they express the state of mind that way. With female dogs, they'll defecate. Okay, and so if you look at it, you'll see how this stuff will play out. But again, going back to the issue of a crate, is once you get into that level, even with a puppy, young dog, just understand you're already hitting a tipping point. The dog's willing to go inside their own confined space. And again, just like anything, once you really begin to see the other interactions. So, for example, is what you'll see is if you put a dog like that on a leash and you begin to lead it on the leash, they'll flip out. I mean, they'll go into a high challenge. And even the issue of yelping, which I'll cover off in a different video, is you'll see the stress loads on these young dogs are so high that even as you're reaching down to put the dog into a sit position and to touch the dog will yelp, because it's physiological. It's not just you're not physically hurting the dog, but the state of mind is such, and there's so much stress on the dog that they'll express that. It's like the stress load is coming on the dog. It's causing the mind to react, and it's very unnerving because you'll be thinking, man, what's wrong here? What's going on? But what's going on is the dog has gained already a huge amount of control in the relationship. You're dealing with a young dog, and so how the stress manifests and plays a part on that dog, on the state of mind of the dog, it takes an extreme level, because the dog hasn't even reached maturity, and they're trying to deal with these control issues, and the dog is typically stressed out. And then at the same time, you're dealing with issues in the crate. So I'd encourage you, if you're dealing with these issues, check out my website. I deal with this stuff all the time. You need to put a structure in place that's going to be meaningful. You have to interact differently. You have to start to bring the methodology online that's specific to change. And again, the system of training is very, very different that way. It's a relational system. It's all about relationships, understanding these control issues, understanding the motives of dogs, and understanding how to reconcile your thinking, making sure that it frames up properly, because it's all about what's reasonable. So it's not about being mean to the dog or over the top. It's about being consistent and making sure that you're keying up on fulfilling the role properly and approaching it at an intervention level. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. We'll be more than happy to help you out, because again, these issues, when you get into this thing with the dog going inside the crate and such, extremely frustrating. It causes people to just want to give up. And again, before you seek out that option, I encourage you to check out the system. It can help get you centered so you can begin to make meaningful change right away with your young dog, and so you can get things back on the right path. So thanks for watching.